In this lecture, we are going to learn how to move a method from one class to another. We are going to try to move these two methods from origin to destination. We are going to start with this one, an instance method. Just right-click, refactor, move. And as you can see in here, it raises an error. The reason is that you cannot move instance methods, just static methods. We are going to move this one, right-click, refactor, move. Here we can select which methods we want to move. And here it is the visibility we would like it to have in the new class. We can select it from here, left it as it is, or escalate. Meaning, if there is an error when moving the function, it's going to change the visibility in order to take that error out. We are going to select the class, but you don't have to actually write the full name of the class or look for it in the class hierarchy. You can just type part of the name, and that's enough. Destination refactor. And as you can see in here, the function has been moved from origin. There are several things that could go wrong when you move functions. And we are going to see 3 of those problems. In order to solve them, we are going to use class A and class B as our examples. So what happens if you want to move a method, but that method is being used by another method in the same class? If we hit F6 in order to move it, and move it to class B, and keep it as is, when we hit refactor, we are going to see an error message. The message is telling that method 2, the method we want to move, is being used by method 1 and it won't be accessible in the new class if the visibility is maintained. We are going to cancel. One of the ways to solve it is to use the option escalate. In this case, no error is shown and instead the visibility has changed. Another thing that could happen is that the function name is already taken. In that case, it simply throws an error. If I want to move this method and hit F6 and I move it to class F and hit refactor, it says that method 1 is already present in the target class. If I wanted, I could actually force the refactor and I would have both of them in the same class. And I could just change the name to one of them. And that would be all. Another thing that could happen is that the variables used in that function are no longer in scope. For example, here we have a variable called variable that is private. So if I move this function in here that is using that variable by hitting F6 and move it to class D, then it is going to raise an error. Because method 1 is accessing a variable in class C that is private and it's not going to be accessible in the new location. I can continue, but then the output is going to contain an error.